on Easter, my brother asked me if I do one single curl in my hair.
Like a curler.
Yeah. I said, nope.
That'd be funny
That's
if you
just
did.
what my hair does.
Oh, yeah. You went down there for Easter.
Yeah, I went down for Easter.
Yeah, you made that cake.
A bunny cake that was beautiful. It tasted all right.
Yeah.
It was huge.
It looked big.
It was really big, and there were like 6 people.
Really?
And then we were supposed to take it to a party afterwards, and we forgot it. So.
Huh, good.
Whatever.
Easter party.
Easter party. Well, no, it was a 420 party because it was 420 was on Easter.
True.
Yeah. It was cool. You know? How was your Easter? Formula One.
Yeah.
You watched a race.
Uh-huh. Yeah. My aunt texted me a GIF of an Easter bunny, and I said, oh, yeah, it's Easter. As a non-religious person, I don't really celebrate it. Also,
it's an egg thing.
It's a kid thing. I feel like,
thing.
yeah. So it's like, once I stopped getting Easter baskets, I was like, well,
yeah,
I don't
if
really
I'm not
have
getting
anything to do.
I'm not coming to this.
Yeah.
You're not going to get me anything. I'm leaving.
And we never were like a family that like made, Easter dinner ever, literally ever.
Yeah, I
or
can
anything.
see that about your family.
Like, I think it was just because they weren't religious.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
I mean, we go all out for everything else, but that's just one that we never really celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, Easter is kind of lame, but went down for the kid.
Yeah. You had to do it for the kids.
For the kids.
Did he have an Easter egg hunt?
Of course. And there was like 4 kids there. Or
oh, really? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I do miss when they used to put money in the eggs.
Well, so
and you find a money egg.
My brother, now that he's like the dad,
yeah,
he did a golden money egg.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to put $25 in it.
Dang.
And then every year they don't find it, I'm going to add like $25 or something. So then like one day it'll be like huge. So he's like, oh, I'm going to fucking hide it so good. Found.
Really?
Yeah. Idiot.
Where did he put it?
He had like a wicker outside end table, and he put it like under the part like suspended.
Yeah. Kids, man. When they want to look for something, they'll fucking find it.
Yeah. And you know what? Congrats to them.
For sure.
He got that $25. He got that golden egg.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
next year, Eric has to get good.
Yeah. I love that Bob's Burgers episode where Bob and Linda each hide like 50 eggs in the house. So there's like 100 eggs in the house. But they get drunk the night that they hide them. So they can't remember where they put any of them.
My brother didn't even count how many he hid. So I was like, so we really have no idea what's going on 100%. Here, do we?
Dude, I feel like I would hide them and totally forget where they were. Like, if no one found that money egg, I'd be like, well, I don't know where I put it.
Well, I would know where the money egg was, but I don't know. I don't think I would stop myself from like hiding them too good so the kids couldn't find them.
Yeah.
And it's like the point of it is for the kids to find them.
For sure.
It's not a contest.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm crazy.
You should do that one year.
Yeah. They would go
like,
out there. Oh no, I'm talking painted camouflage. Yeah. Like when you see those like TikToks and someone's like painting the frame of the camera to fit perfectly with the landscape. That's how the eggs are going to look.
You should be like, Uncle Paul hid an egg with $50 in it. And if you can find it, it's yours. But don't put $50 in it and make it so hard to find.
Well, no. You got to put the $50 in it. But I mean, $50 then will probably be like a penny, you know. Sure. Inflation, the government, how things are headed.
Yep.
When I was down there, I did do something.
What'd you do?
I weighed myself.
Oh, you weighed yourself?
Which I haven't weighed myself since I weighed myself at Angela's house like a little over a year ago.
Uh-huh.
And had a meltdown.
Yep.
And bought a treadmill.
Uh-huh.
And have walked on it.
Uh-huh.
224 when I was at your house.
Okay.
207.7.
Wow.
Bitch.
Holy shit.
207.7.
That's crazy.
Bitch.
Damn, dog.
That's right.
Good job.
That's right. I still feel fat. I'm going to keep doing it. But still,
for sure.
dude.
It's never enough.
And I mean, I didn't really start like working out and
till very recently.
Till the past like 7 weeks is when I started counting calories and shit. So I had to have lost some of that during just my normal 3 days a week walking and shit.
For sure.
I'm just saying.
That's
sorry I'm so skinny now, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble seeing me on the pod.
If you're having trouble seeing me.
Do I sound skinnier, everyone? Because I am.
You do sound skinnier.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
I'm going to, never stop.
Never stop. Well, it's never going to be good enough.
No, nothing will ever be good enough.
You could get down to like 130.
Well, I got down to 160 one time, and I was still like, man, you're fucking fat.
Which is crazy
because
when I
160 is fucking crazy skinny for
sure.
me.
You're 6 feet tall. And, Paul, when I see pictures of you when you were at that weight, I'm like, Dang.
I know. I know. There's like the one where like Dylan's grabbing me from behind.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm shirtless and we're fucking at like the tubing day. And I'm just like, whoa.
Mine are like when we went on vacation
skinny.
in Ireland that one time. I've got a photo of you there and you are so
I guess I was.
Skinny.
And I was not even at my skinniest then.
Really?
Yeah, because I was at my skinniest in the Depression.
God,
working at Apple.
Well, this was at Apple. This was August.
Well, it wouldn't have been in Ireland, bro.
Well, it was 1 month after.
Oh, I guess so. I guess it was right when I started at Blueprint.
It was literally
Blueprint is when I like stopped going to the gym and only started working out at home and like was dating Taylor, and so I kind of just was like starting to plump back up. Yeah.
Oh God, Taylor.
Found out he weighs 220. Now I'm skinnier than him. I'm the skinny boyfriend.
You are.
I'm the skinny boyfriend now. Yeah.
He's gonna break up with you if you get skinny.
I know. He is. He only likes fat guys, and it's
that would mess with my head.
Oh, you're telling me.
When he's like, "Oh, that guy's hot."
Oh,
you're like, he's
my
fat.
God. This one time we were out at a club, and this guy walked in. This big boy, big fella.
Yeah.
And Taylor was like, "Whoa!" I like thought that was my ex. He looks like almost identical to him. I thought that was my ex.
Really?
And I said, "Okay." Okay.
Not good for the self-esteem.
No, I said, that's fine, dude. That's fine. No, I love a big boy.
Oh, so do I. Well, Taylor's
Love it. Yeah. Taylor's thick, but he's
strong,
got them
man.
guns. He's got those muscles. He'll pick you up.
Yep.
He'll pick you up.
Does he pick you up?
Not often. Only when I tell him to.
Nice.
Pick me up.
God, dude, you know what I wish I was doing right now?
Getting picked up.
Yes. Swimming. God, I just wish I was swimming right now.
Me too.
That's all I can think about.
It is getting hot enough that it's time to swim.
For sure. Well, but they still don't open pools till Memorial Day, which is end of May.
I know.
It's like a month from now.
Oh, it is the end of May.
It's a month from now, dude.
It's not like the end of May. Oh, man, that does suck.
It really does.
I mean, whatever. I'm about to go away for 2 weeks and be in a different world.
Yeah.
But you know what? That sucks that when I come back, the pool still won't be open.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I mean, you will have one. Are they putting you up at the Holiday Inn?
Yeah, but it's an indoor pool.
True.
I'm not using an indoor pool on a business trip, okay?
For sure. And I wouldn't go by myself.
Yeah.
I know that sounds...
No, I wouldn't either.
Codependent, but I wouldn't go by myself.
Oh, I wouldn't go by myself.
I would go at like 6 a.m. by myself.
If I was like girl bossing it and was like taking myself on my own trip to like somewhere
that you
to
wanted
the Caribbean
to go to.
Or something, and then I was like staying at a hotel by myself, I'd be going to that pool by myself all the time, and I'd be looking mysterious. I'd be looking aloof.
For sure.
People would be like, who are they here with? What are they doing here?
What are they doing here?
Yeah, but I would just be there.
But not at the Holiday Inn.
But not at the Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah.
No. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Too many little
I didn't last time when I was down there.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
It's weird. I go back to my room, I order Jimmy John's, I go to bed.
Nice.
I'm here for work.
That's your routine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not here for pleasure.
I'm not here for pleasure. Oh, speaking of pleasure, I have a new...
Vibrator?
No.
But maybe you do, but that's just a happenstance?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't have a new one.
You have an old faithful?
Yep. I have a new hyperfixation meal that I can't stop eating.
What is it?
Poke bowls.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, dude. And I was never into poke, and I'd eat it one off. But I've had like 5 poke bowls in the last month. It's so fucking good. I got my order down pat.
Okay.
Down pat. Do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you what it is. If I'm trying to be skinny, I'll only do a lettuce bed.
But if you're being regular.
But if I'm being regular, brown rice with the furikake seasoning on it. Then I do salmon and tuna because I don't want to pay for upcharge for yellowtail because I'm cheap.
Okay.
I would get yellowtail if it wasn't $2 extra.
Okay.
So rice, salmon, tuna. Then I get 2 Connie salads instead of seaweed salad.
Okay.
I prefer the Connie. And then I get wasabi shoyu sauce. And then I get, it's called ijeki. Ijeki? It's like fried seaweed.
Okay.
So it's like seaweed. Then I get green onion, jalapeno, cilantro, extra jalapeno. Then I get edamame, cucumber, pickled ginger, fried garlic, and seaweed, more seaweed on top.
I could never remember that.
Yeah,
That's
I picture.
so many
you know how I
things.
picture it? I see the
grid.
The grid. You know what? We should go sometime, and I want you to
You could build mine.
That bowl.
I'll have that.
It's really fucking good.
Are you worried about your mercury levels?
No, I'm really not.
Okay.
I just don't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of when you said it. My hyperfixation is poke. I said, you gotta watch out, man.
I eat a lot of sushi and poke. And I just
gotta watch out.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty sure.
I mean, I know I've heard that.
Yeah.
You know what I learned?
What?
And maybe everyone knows this. I just didn't know this.
I could see that.
The mercury poisoning is when you eat fish that eat other fish. So if the fish doesn't eat other fish,
if it's a
it's
bottom
not going
feeder,
to have...
if it's an algae eater.
Yeah, so like...
What if it eats shrimp? Shrimp a fish?
Oh, I don't know.
Shellfish. These are hard questions. These are tough questions.
You're stumping me this morning.
When I was in elementary school, we had a mercury spill at the elementary school.
From a thermometer?
From a lot of thermometers.
Yeah.
And a bunch of kids were playing in it.
Oh,
and
I
it was
remember
like a
the mercury.
whole hazmat thing.
Really?
No one could go in the building. We got sent home for the day.
Oh, fun.
I'm sure some of our listeners will remember the great mercury poison of Penrose Elementary.
What grade was that?
I had to have been in, I want to say, like 4th grade.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like 3rd or 4th.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mercury spill.
Yeah. And it was like in the hallway. And then everyone was coming in for school, and we all like went to recess first. And I was not a kid that went through the school. I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
I walked around, but the kids that went through the school got exposed to like the mercury or something.
Huh.
Some kids were playing in it too or something. Because it's cool. Whatever.
For sure. Could you imagine being a teacher coming out being like, God damn it!
Yeah.
These fucking
Like,
kids
is this
playing
a bunch of mercury? Yeah. Because I guess there was like a bunch of old thermometers in the like hall closet or something, and they got knocked over and spilled, and then it was all over.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Penrose is the
oldest
school in the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gives a whole new meaning to old school.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
Huh. Interesting. Well, Paul, would you like to talk about this book?
Yeah. What is this? War.
And I was trying to think about what your guess was for it, but I can't remember. And I haven't seen that end of that episode since we recorded it. I can't remember at all.
Oh my God, what the fuck was it?
I remember it being very good, and I really liked it. Your last two, I've really liked. But I can't...
Oh my God, it was the metal band.
Oh, yes.
And they added the drummer to make it War.
Oh
my God, that was a good one.
That was borderline
that
my favorite.
I have to finish editing that episode today.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck, that's what I'm doing
for
after
sure.
we
And I'll
stop
watch
recording.
it, and I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, okay, great.
We'll get it taken care of tonight. It'll be good to go. So this is War, and again, here, let me show you.
What is it good for?
Oh,
absolutely
Paul,
nothing.
When Rush Hour came out in the year 2000, I latched on to that song. Whoa! Good God, y'all! What is it? Dude, I was like, how old was I?
Who cares?
For real, I was like 10 years old, just singing. I just loved that song.
Dude, that's funny. You know what song I got from that?
What?
Was Mariah Carey Fantasy.
Oh, yes, for sure. She's sitting in the back.
Yeah.
Sue Young. God,
Sue Young.
That movie holds the fuck up, dude. Rush Hour and Rush Hour 2. I was so...
What about Rush Hour 3?
That's when they're in Paris, and I think that's a no for me. I think that's when they're in Paris. Or is that Rush Hour 4? No. Because
I remember 1 and 2.
They're in China.
2, they're like in Hong Kong or something.
But fucking in Rush Hour, the bad guy, what was his name? Shitballs.
I don't know.
He had a buzz cut and like a scar in his eyebrow.
Yeah.
And I was...
I bet you were. I bet you were.
This guy is so fucking hot. Anyway, so this is the... if you could do me... Actually, never mind.
Get it together.
It's called Boston Bolts Hockey War.
BBH War.
So that's the guy.
That dude's pretty hot.
That's Tyler. That's clearly AI.
It's clearly AI, especially it's like from the neck down. I'm just like,
warped.
I'm like, it looks like they took a picture of a man's face and then like drew the bottom half of it.
Sure. The biceps are so distorted with the tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos look fucking... This is 2D and everything else is 3D.
Look at this part of his arm right here. Would you like to read?
Yeah.
It.
So this is a hockey thing?
This is a hockey thing.
Teams are at war with each other.
Nope.
Okay.
It's just right here, so you can just go like that.
Okay.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
In case you didn't know.
I've never been...
Yes!
Shut up. Sorry. It's been a while. I've been doing good on these readings.
You have been.
I've never been a good bet. I wear my emotions on my tattoo-covered sleeve. I say all the wrong things. And I revel in pissing off a certain redhead far more than I should. In other words, I'm the last person the court would choose to parent any child, let alone 3 of them. Oh, it's like a funny, like, comedy. Okay. Yet being their father is all I want. So when the woman I love to hate offers to help me make all my dreams come true, I jump at the chance. Marrying Ava is a convenient solution. She's my kid's favorite person, and the court will absolutely approve of the woman who runs the biggest charity in Boston. So it's an enemies to lovers type of thing. Okay. But there is nothing convenient about the way I feel when she fights with me or when we kiss. And I'm not sure which I enjoy more. This marriage may have a time limit, but I'm beginning to think I'd like to keep my wife. She'll probably fight me on it, but as they say, all's fair in love and war. I gotta tell you. I mean, like, I'm excited for this one because it sounds so bad. That sounds so bad to me.
Yeah.
But maybe it's good.
It's very good.
Okay.
This was a 5-star read for me.
Okay. Oh, I did overhear that on accident yesterday.
Yeah, this was a 5-star read for me. This is by Brittanee Nicole, spelled Brittanee. So I don't like that.
I don't like that.
But I will tell you this. This bitch writes, this is part of a huge hockey series.
Okay.
Can't be read as a standalone, obviously. But she writes the best hockey romance.
Okay. Don't touch your fingers together. Yeah, no, not in front of me.
So, rated this book 5 stars for chili spices.
So a full 5 stars. It's not our first 5-star. What other full 5 stars have we had?
Oh,
that you haven't stopped yourself at like 4.75 or whatever.
Ooh, I don't know. We've had a couple, but I can't remember.
Not that many.
No, definitely not that many.
Huh?
And this is like episode 22, I think.
Yeah, 22.
We've probably maybe had like 4 5-star reads, maybe. Yeah, this was a 5-star read. It had it all. It was so fucking sweet. Did you ever... It was a chick flick, but it was always on TBS and E. Raising Helen.
Oh, my God.
Kate Hudson, where like her sister died and she had to inherit her sister's kids.
I don't think I actually watched it, but
you know
that
of it.
Name, that is definitely something.
Oh, dude, I used to watch Raising Helen.
Times.
Yeah, I loved that fucking show. Watched it every time it was on TBS, which was a lot.
I believe you.
And this kind of gave me that vibe. Like it's true romance. There's comedy in it, drama. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
So, about 2.5 years ago, that's where we're at.
Okay.
Tyler, who is our guy.
AI robot.
He's a pro hockey player, French-Canadian from Montreal, speaks French. He lives in Boston, plays for the Boston Bolts. He's their enforcer. He's the bad boy. He's got...
A Canadian bad boy?
A Canadian bad boy.
Unheard of.
On and off the ice. Never dates, only fucks. Tall, dark hair, blue eyes, just fine. 8-pack, literally.
Okay.
Whole thing. So he's walking into the gym and he sees in one of the rooms, there's this girl in there dancing. She's wearing a leotard. She's like, looks like a ballerina.
Dancer. Okay.
And he's like, damn, whoa, this lady is hot.
Hot.
So he's like just standing in the doorway watching her and she can see him in the mirrors. She turns around. She's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, pervert.
Yeah. She's like, you like what you see?
Yeah.
And he's like, as a matter of fact, I do.
Oh.
And he like lays it on thick and she's like, does this really work for you? But then eventually.
But yeah, it does.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
She's like, well, he's hot. But she's like, I'm not going to give it up that easy. But so eventually she's like, I'm Ava. I'm new here. And he's like, well, let's go out.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'll go out with you, but I'm not giving you my number. He's like, okay, meet me at this restaurant tonight at 7. And she's like, okay, cool.
Stands him up.
So it's like 6:30 and Tyler gets a call from someone.
Oh.
And
the misunderstandings from the start.
Page
but
one.
He's about to get a call that he has to inherit these kids because a tragedy has happened. Car accident, plane crash, drugs.
Nope. God, you're too good.
You can't stop me.
You can't stop me. You're too good. So he gets a call. It's someone named Braden. And at first I thought it was his nephew. I don't know how I thought that, but I had to reread it. And I was like, that's not his nephew at all. Okay. Anyway, it's just some kid. He's 12 years old. He clearly trusts Tyler and knows Tyler. And he's like, hey, my mom hasn't been home in 2 days. And Tyler's like, fuck. Okay, I'll come get you. And he's like, God damn it, I'm going to just stand Ava up, but I cannot leave Bray alone for another day without his mom. He probably hasn't eaten, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. The classy thing to do here. Sorry to already be doing this.
No, I love this, Paul. Tell me.
Call the restaurant and you leave a message at the front desk. Pretend this is the 90s, dude.
100%. So he does that, but he doesn't think of doing that until after he's got Braden home. He's like, fuck, I just need to call the restaurant. So he eventually does call the restaurant.
Well, then it doesn't matter that you even thought that, idiot.
Right. She's already been there for an hour.
She's already, yeah,
at that
what do you
point.
mean? She was there for 15 minutes and she left.
Well, I would have been.
She has self-respect.
For sure. But here's what happened. So meanwhile, now we get it from Ava's perspective. She's at the bar and she just moved to Boston to take a job with the Boston Bolts.
She doesn't
his
even
hockey
know yet.
team. She doesn't even know he's a hockey player.
No.
Yeah, and he doesn't know. So the whole thing. So she's like, just moved there from Nebraska. She's never been on a date before. She's like, this is my first date and I'm getting stood up.
Virgin.
She's not a virgin.
Okay, good. No dates.
But has never been on a date, which I can relate to that. It's like, you just fuck, but you've never really been taken out.
You've been on dates.
I've been on dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for a long time, I like didn't go on a date.
That's true.
You know? But anyway.
I guess my first time we did not date.
Yeah, like my first boyfriend, we never went on a single date. Yeah. We were together for 4 years.
Loser. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it happens.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
Sorry for not believing
but
it. But
I knew you were going to be worried that she would be a virgin.
Yeah, I'm petrified of virgins in these books.
By the way, I think he's like 30.
Hot.
He's around 30. He could be 28, or he could be 30, or he could be 32. I can't remember. Yeah, he's
all hot.
Prime. Hot.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer 40, but that's okay. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. Anyway, so she's just moved to Boston. She works for the Boston Bolts. She's their charity, coordinator. So she sets up like events with hospitals or
Make-A-Wish.
All that stuff, yeah. So while she's waiting for him, she meets two women, start chatting her up, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she
goes home with them.
That would be hot.
She's like, "Hey, me and my wife. Saw you from across the bar. Liked your vibe."
God, I wish. Didn't happen. So that's Hannah and Sarah. They find out that they too work for the Boston Bolts. So
those are gay ass names too.
Hannah and Sarah. Yeah.
That's a lesbian couple
for sure. Oh, they've definitely fooled around.
Yeah. They kiss a little
sometimes.
And Hannah's a little bit more into it than Sarah is.
Really?
Yeah, and that's tension.
That is. That's not going to end
with a
well.
man.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact of it.
And Hannah's going to be upset.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's like, well, I guess I got stood up, but at least I have new friends on like day one being in Boston or whatever. And Hannah and Sarah are like, oh, we'll give you the scoop on the team members. She's like, first one you need to know about, Tyler Warren.
This slut.
His nickname is War. His name's Warren.
Hate
that. So they're like, number one to look out for is Tyler Warren. He'll get you knocked up just by looking at you. And
have they both fucked him?
No.
Then I don't trust you.
They're with other players. They're Hannah and Sarah are the subjects of two other
Snow
books.
bunnies? No.
Puck bunnies.
Puck bunnies.
Yeah.
That's right.
But they're
What's a snow bunny?
Hannah and Sarah have their own books, I believe.
Snowboarder?
Probably.
Okay.
A snowbird is when you like live in New York and have a house in Florida and you come down that's when I lived in Florida. They're like, oh, the snowbirds are coming down.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It was like, sounds like I dodged a bullet. Anyway, 1:30 a.m. that night, Tyler hears banging on his door. He opens the door and it's Braden's mom. And she's like clearly strung out. And she's like, give me Braden, give me fucking Braden. I want to take my son home. And lo and behold, his neighbor opens their door to be like, what is this commotion out in the hall? It's Ava. They're neighbors.
Oh my God.
So Ava sees this woman.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
No such thing.
I'll tell you that.
Yep. So Ava's like, God, this guy he stood me up and now he's got some bitch banging on his door. She's so
drugged out bitch.
And Tyler's like, it's not what it looks like, trying to be like, I'm so sorry, Ava, blah, 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 blah. Like,
I would be like, close your door. This is none of your business, neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain myself to you.
Then
I'll talk to you later.
This bitch, Trish, Tyler's like, get in the house, Trish. And Trish is like, oh, get in the house. Apparently she's been trying to hook up with him forever. So she goes in the house, takes her shirt off, takes her pants off, emerges in her bra and underwear, and is like, Tyler, I'm waiting for you. And Ava's like, you're a pig. And it's all a misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's a misunderstanding.
And she goes, hey, anyway, I found out tonight that we both work for the Boston Bolts and I don't shit where I eat, so this will never happen. Goodbye. And she slams her door. 2 years later, present time.
Okay.
They've now got a bunch of mutual friends, you know, because she's been working for the team for 2 years.
And we never cleared up what was going on.
Nope.
That night in 2 years of being neighbors and coworkers. All right, cool.
So she is super sweet. Like, she's a super sweet girl, but she's nasty to him. She just can't stand him.
Okay.
So he has nicknamed her Vicious. That's what he calls her.
Warren Vicious.
Yep.
5 stars, huh?
I knew you were going to say that. She just thinks he's like an arrogant asshole, womanizer, all this stuff.
Well, that's fine, though.
Yeah, for sure. And he is like...
I have to pull my shorts down.
Oh, pull them down.
Oh, my God. Right, no, I'm sliding all over.
Yeah, they're right back where they were.
They're a little better.
Looks good, though. Look how skinny your leg looks.
That's true.
You know? That's true. So...
What are you doing, dude?
I'm trying to figure out where I was in the story.
Well, it's like you're trying to dive into a pool.
I wish I could. I can't do it, though. Oh, she also is now dating Tyler's evil stepbrother, Xander, and has been dating...
What did you say? Evil stepbrother?
He's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't, you know.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's really mean to Tyler. What we find out is that Tyler lived in Montreal with his mom, and she died when he was 12 of cancer. And so he had to come to Boston and live with his dad and his stepmom and his stepbrother. And his stepmom and stepbrother just like treated him like shit instantly.
Oh, Cinderella story.
Yeah. And Xander has like latched on to Tyler's dad and is like a fucking brown nose or whatever. Meanwhile, Tyler has moved out of that apartment building and has bought a huge house in the burbs and has been forming this kind of like misfit family of strays over the past like year.
Okay.
So he's become Braden's guardian. His mom is like in and out of rehabs that Tyler pays for. And then a year ago, at some charity event at the hospital, he met this 8-year-old girl, Josie, who had cancer, and she was in the system. And her foster parents abandoned her at the hospital when she got her diagnosis. They were like, we don't want any part of that.
Are you allowed to do that?
I don't know.
If you're a foster parent?
I think you can say, I don't want this kid anymore. I don't know.
But I don't think you can just hot potato drop it. Like, I think you have to, like, give it back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's what they did. But she has to be in the hospital because she has cancer.
Oh, well.
So Tyler starts like seeing her. He's like falling in love with her. And he's like, I want to make sure she stays out of the system. I want to adopt her if I can. So he finds her birth mom. Her birth mom has another 2-year-old daughter, Scarlett. And he's like, I'll move you, Scarlett, and Josie into my house. If you can stay sober, I'll pay for your treatment, all this stuff. She lasts like 3 weeks and she abandons Scarlett and Josie with him. Yep. Josie's now it's 6 months later. So she's been living with him for 6 months. Scarlett's been living with him for 6 months. Braden's been there for like a year. So he's got like 3 kids essentially now that he's fighting for custody for and has not told anyone. No one knows that he has these kids.
Do the authorities know?
The authorities know.
Okay.
But his parents don't know. Okay. His teammates don't know.
That's a little weird. I don't love that.
I think it's because he's scared that they're going to be taken away from him. And he's like, I just don't want to put it out there. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Just on paper.
Yeah.
Grown man. Yeah. Has 3 secret kids.
Oh, no. On paper.
Is. Yeah. Weird.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Carry on. 5 stars.
Thank you. So his lawyer is like trying to like filing all the things, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, you know, you travel 10 months out of the year for your job, so you've got to make sure someone's at the house. And he's like, well, Josie's nurse left the hospital and she like basically lives with us and she takes care of the kids when I'm gone. And the lawyer's like, well, you should probably like, you know, get a wife if you can. Or she's like, you know, a woman's presence would be nice. So maybe if she's like, well, he's like, I'm single. And she's like, okay, well then maybe a live-in nanny or something.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I could do that, whatever.
Or a husband. Houseboy.
Or a house husband.
Yeah.
For sure. And she's like, just make sure you get no bad PR, no fighting, no random women. Like, just got to look clean for the courts.
I bet there's going to be some fighting. I bet there's going to be some bad PR.
So he's like talking to his friend one day, teammate, his name's Hall. And he's like, I'd like to start settling down. I want to meet a woman. And Hall's just joking around. He's like, well, you can always get a mail order bride. You know, those are real. Mm-hmm. And they are. And he's like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. And Hall's like, I know this website where you can meet people and enter into arrangements with contracts and everything. Like, maybe you could do something like that. And just joking around, Tyler's like, send me the website. Like, I'll just look at it. This will come back into play just a lot later.
Okay.
So he goes to this website, but it turns out to be like a BDSM thing. So he's looking at these contracts, and the contracts are like, wife will only be spoken to when she's given permission. Wife will have food ready on the table. Orgasms will only be allowed by me, blah, blah, blah. Like, all this shit.
I don't like that.
No, neither do I.
I'm sure people are into that, and that's fine.
For sure.
I don't like it.
No, not me. No. So Tyler's like, what the fuck? I would never do this. I can't believe this is real.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, leaves the thing. Like, gets out of the contract. Meanwhile, a year ago, Ava also met Josie because she arranged the whole thing, and she too fell in love with Josie and wanted to adopt her. But last she heard 6 months ago was that Josie left the hospital and was with her birth mom. She didn't know that was at Tyler's house, and now Tyler has her. And he like doesn't go out with the team anymore, and he's late to all these events, and she just thinks it's because he's a piece of shit and thinks he's better than everyone.
Yeah,
it's because he's with his kids. So one day at an event, Ava gets a text message from Maria, Josie's nurse, and is like, hey, Josie's been missing you. We're back in the hospital. Do you want to come see her? And she's like, oh, fuck, I hope the cancer's not back. She gets there. She sees Josie, and it's like, oh, my God, I miss you so much. She just needed stitches. But then, like, in comes barreling Tyler.
Yeah.
And Ava's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
And Ava's like, I live with Tyler. He wants to be my dad. And Ava's like, what?
Yeah.
This is insane. And so she calls Hannah and Sarah, and she's like, did you know? And Brayden just like...
Okay, you gossipy bitch.
Yeah, well... Tyler tells her everything. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to adopt her and her little sister who's 2. And I also have this other kid. And she's like, you have 3 kids? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and
none of your business, bitch.
So his secret comes out that night. So his teammates find out, and everyone's like, why didn't you tell us?
Yeah.
You know, like, you could have just told us all this shit.
You could have been bringing your kids to games and stuff. I bet they would have liked that.
So, cut to... Tyler invites his parents, well, his dad and his stepmom, over to his house Christmas Eve to host Christmas, to like meet the kids, blah, 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 blah. That means that Ava's going to be at his house because she's with Xander, his stepbrother.
Oh, I completely have written that off. I forgot all about that.
So Xander like knocks on Tyler's door and Ava's there.
Yeah.
And Xander's like immediately a dickhead to Tyler. He's nice to Ava, but he's just a fuckboy. And she's seeing a different side to him. She's like, why are you such a cunt to Tyler? Like, blah, 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 blah. And then, so throughout the night, Tyler and Ava are just like sitting with Josie, and Josie's all over Ava because she fucking loves her and blah, 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 blah. She's like holding the baby, all this shit. And Xander's mom is like, oh, you're such a natural mom. Maybe it's time for you and Xander to start having kids. Like, get, settle down.
Yeah.
And Xander's like, yeah, isn't it time for us to start having kids? And she's like, why would Xander say that? He knows why I can't have kids, like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, what's that about?
Uh-oh. Tragedy in her past as well. Also, it's like, oh, you only want kids because you found out that your stepbrother has kids and everything's competition.
Oh, for sure.
Gross.
Yeah, he's a...
Gross.
He's a baby back bitch. So Ava's just, like, seeing how cute Tyler is with the kids. He's, like, such a good dad, all this stuff. And he's like, wow, Josie really loves Ava. So, but at the end of the night, Xander is pissed. He's like, you've been flirting with Tyler all fucking night. Tyler's been flirting with you. You're all over these kids. Like, what's that about? And she's like,
I think we should break up.
She's like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
And so Josie's like, asks Ava to put her to bed. And so Ava's like, I'm going to go put Josie to bed, tuck her in, can just wait for me down here while I do that. And then Tyler overhears Josie and Ava talking, and Josie tells Ava that she's like, I wish you were my mom.
Yeah, obviously that line was what she said.
And so after she tucks the kids in, she goes downstairs and Xander's gone. And she's like,
hissy fit. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. You're worried about me like fucking Tyler, so you're gonna leave me here alone at his house at night.
So she's like, did he abandon me here? And she like looks at her phone. She got a text from him that says, I hope you had fun playing house with my stepbrother's kids. I'll see you later.
I'm like, he knows we're broken up, right?
For sure.
I hope he knows we're broken up.
For sure.
Because I do.
It's Christmas Eve. You just left me here. Yeah.
God. I mean, just... Jesus, I hate him.
So I mean, Ava's like, yeah, fuck that guy. And Tyler's like, just stay here tonight. You can spend Christmas morning with us tomorrow. Josie will be excited.
Yeah.
You know?
We're fucking.
Oh, dude.
It would be on.
It'd be so fucking on.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, I will. And so she's like sitting in front of the fireplace, like looking at the Christmas tree. He's fixing them a couple drinks. And she looks at his Christmas tree and there's a little ballerina and hockey player ornament. And she's like, huh, that's weird.
Because it's them. Mm-hmm. And he bought it.
Yeah. It's kind of hinting at like maybe he's been holding a torch for her this entire time or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, so a little later they start having a couple drinks, just chit-chatting. And then she gets a text from either Hannah or Sarah. And Xander has gone to a strip club with someone's buddies on Christmas Eve, first of all.
What do I care? That's not my boyfriend.
For sure. And she's like, oh, well, we're certainly broken up now.
I'm like, that's fine. We've been broken up for hours.
For sure. For sure. So she's like, so why do you want to adopt these kids? And he just starts opening up and she's like, God, Tyler is not an asshole. He's a nice guy. Didn't even know this side to him. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
That's what you
for
all
judging.
get.
Judged him for 2 years.
Yeah. All because one drugged out lady came out naked and whatever happened.
Sure. He's like, yeah, these kids could potentially be taken away from me. I'm really terrified that I won't get them because I need like a solid family unit. And she's like, fuck it. You know what?
What if we get married?
She's like, if your lawyer thinks having a wife will help you keep these kids, I'll marry you right now. And
it'll really piss off your stepbrother.
And Tyler's like, what?
Yeah, it's like, you go to a strip club on Christmas Eve when we break up? I got married to your brother.
Yes,
so
exactly.
We are not the same.
Living for it.
Yeah.
And Tyler's like, that's literally the craziest thing I've ever heard. And he's like, these kids aren't temporary. They need a real mom. Like, you'd have to be around for a long time.
Yeah, you have to be their mom.
And she's like, I want to. She's like, I'll fucking do this right now. I'll just do it. And he's like, really? And he's like, well, Scarlett's only 2, so like you'd have to be around till she's at least 18.
Yeah, that's 16
years.
That's
a 16-year thing. So she's like, I'm down if you're down. And he's like, fuck it, okay. Because secretly he's been in love with her for 2 years.
Obviously hockey ballerina ornaments.
Yeah,
obviously. It's all there.
Obviously.
It's written on the walls.
So they agree to do it. And the next morning, he grabs her hand. He's like, come to bed, wifey.
And then they fuck?
They don't.
Okay.
But they do sleep in the same bed.
All right.
And he like wants to touch her, you know?
Oh.
Okay.
They do a wall of pillows in between though.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, I'd be
like, let's consummate this shit, bitch. Yeah, it doesn't count until we fuck.
Consummate this shit, bitch. So in the morning, she's thinking like, the fuck, did I really just do that? And she's like, whatever, I'm in. I said I'm in it, I'm doing it. And
I'm like, you're not married yet. It doesn't count just because you said it. You do have to file some paperwork.
You do.
Didn't just happen because you said it yesterday.
Yeah. And she's thinking, this is what we get from her perspective. She says, yeah, I do want to do this. I want to do this for myself. For my whole life, I was nothing more than blood and body parts for my sister. And that's the entire reason I was brought into this world. So I want to do something for myself. She's a fucking,
what's that movie?
There's a name for it, and it might even be in here. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Save your sibling.
Yeah, but what's that movie?
I don't know.
There's like a famous movie about that.
Is there really?
That's crazy. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So you're getting hints at like her past is clearly fucked up. So Christmas morning.
And that's why she can't have kids because she gave her sister her ovaries.
No, that's not why. But we will find out why. Okay, so Christmas morning is like straight out of a movie. Like he got them. She's like, they're so cute. He got them matching pajamas. She's like, this is the cutest thing. They're like eating Christmas morning breakfast. It's like, she's like, this is crazy. This would be really nice. Yeah,
if this was actually my husband.
Then when they're opening presents, he's like, oh, there's one more present and it's for Ava. And she's like, what? And then he gets on one knee and it's a ring. And he's like, I know this may be fake, but I'm going to propose to you anyway. This was my mother's ring. I want you to wear it. We're going to be together for 16 years.
Okay. Is this book going to go on for 16 years?
I think it will. Okay, so meanwhile, this entire time she's been texting her sister life updates. Like, oh, I met these 2 girls when she met them 2 years ago. Oh, I got this job's going great. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So she
Is her sister responding?
No.
Because she's dead.
Yeah. Clearly dead.
Obviously dead.
Yeah. So she like texts her sister and she's like, I'm getting married turns out,
yeah,
I know this sounds crazy. She's like, don't worry, it's not a real marriage, but we want to adopt these kids together. I know it sounds crazy, but blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, sister's obviously dead. So the lawyer gets everything arranged for them to go to the courthouse and get married. And so they do that like 2 days later. They're like, we want to get married now. And while they're there, it's not great vibes. Ava's like, God, this is more sterile than I thought it was going to be. Like, we don't even get to say our own vows. It's really just signing a piece of paper. She's like, I didn't have high expectations, but this is a little whatever. She's like, this is depressing. So then.
She's depressing.
So then they get outside and Tyler's like, she's talking to Tyler and she's like, he's leaving that morning to go on like a week of away games. Tyler's like, she goes, well, you know, if you meet any women, just try to be discreet about it. He's like, what are you talking about meeting women? You're my wife now, bitch. I'm not fucking cheating on you.
Oh my God.
I was like, I love this book so much. And I was like, Paul is going to hate this book.
So far, I hate this book, but it's fine.
I have to be honest with you. When I picked it out, I didn't know it was about adopting kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, Paul's
you
not
say that,
going
but
to like this.
You just keep reading stuff about people getting accidentally pregnant.
Or
people
kids.
being pregnant.
Anyway.
People adopting kids.
Yes.
Something is happening. Signals are being sent from parts of your mind.
Paul, will you stop?
Just something to think about. I'm going to get you one of those real dolls.
Oh my God, don't.
Yeah.
Paul.
You're just walking around cradling this real doll.
I would fucking put it in your bed. I would put it in your car.
That would be fine. No,
put it in your toilet.
You wouldn't, because the second you held it, you'd become so attached to it. It would be your baby.
Paul, I'm going to fucking throw something
Just
at
this
you.
fleshy little real
those
doll.
are the nastiest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, they're
and the people that
gross.
really think they're babies, I'm like, all right.
I think that they should only sell those like as a way to catch people, to be like, we need to help you.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like,
dude.
this is for profiling. And
Seriously,
we're here to help.
Yes, I agree. Anyway, so he's like, you're my wife now, and like, I want you to promise me fidelity. She's like, we haven't even kissed yet. And he's like, oh, we haven't?
Let me fix that.
Lays a fucking kiss on her that makes her knees go weak, blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, and I got you a present. Up rolls a 7-seater Rolls-Royce SUV with a big bow on it. And she's like, a Rolls-Royce? Damn.
I am so certain that AI wrote this.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. At this point, after seeing the cover and after this is happening.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And the way that
Brittanee
Brittany's
Nicole,
name is spelled. This
AI.
is a program file.
This is AI.
You could right click delete her.
Well, guess what, Paul? They got me.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take much.
I'm going to say.
You know, I'm
it's fine.
Easy entertainment.
Yeah.
She drops him off at the airport or whatever, and he posts on Instagram a picture of them from Christmas morning, and she like showing off her ring, and he's like, our forever starts today. Posts it on his Instagram. It blows the fuck up. Everybody sees it. He didn't tell his family that he was getting married. So Xander texts her and is like, you fucking slut. We break up 2 days ago and you're married to my brother now?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not a slut. I'm an honest woman.
Yeah.
I've been made into an honest woman.
A made woman.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, whatever. He's gone for like a week. Her and Tyler are having really flirty exchanges. It's like cute shit, whatever, you know. And
they're falling in love,
they're
even
falling
though they're
in
already
love.
married.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. So she's like, well, if I have a ring, then you need to get a ring. Like, everyone needs to know you're mine just as much as I'm yours, blah, 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 blah.
And she gets him a gnarly cock ring, chastity cock ring, where he can't get.
No, but he's like, oh, that gives me an idea. And we don't hear anything else about it. So then his lawyer is like, I've drawn up a contract for you guys for the adoption. I need you to review it and have her sign it, and then I'll start filing everything. So Tyler calls Ava and is like, hey, I've printed the contract out in my office at the house. Can you go get it, review it, sign it? I'll be back tomorrow. We can look at it together, blah, 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 blah.
Send me a DocuSign? No electronic signatures?
Not in this AI written book.
Wow.
So she goes up to the printer and she's like, I'm sorry, this is the contract that he's having me sign?
It says, I will love you forever and anything I have is yours.
It's the contract from that website that said the wife will not be allowed orgasms unless provided. The wife will have dinner made. The wife will not
sent the wrong file.
He sent the wrong file. And she's like, this is really what the fuck? She's like,
and she signs it.
She's like, so
she's a freaky nasty girl.
Freaky little nasty girl. So she is like, I cannot believe bait and switch. He marries me and now he's think I'm gonna do all this shit for him. He's tripping if he thinks I'm gonna do all this shit for him.
Oh, yet another misunderstanding.
Comedy of errors, yeah.
Comedy of errors. I'm laughing.
I don't think you are.
Oh, I'm laughing.
So she's like, oh, you're killing me. I love this. She's like, he's gonna come home tomorrow. I'm gonna like burn his food. I'm gonna be wearing like skimpy little underwear, but I'm not gonna put out. Like I'm gonna just like.
I'm not gonna take a shower. I'm gonna reek.
Yep. Yeah.
Looks good, smells bad.
Might as well. So he gets home and he's excited to be home. He's like, hello. And she's like, oh, and here. She's made this like piece of meat. It's like burnt to shit. Yeah. And he's like being all polite. He's like, not bad. Whatever. And she's like, so that's the contract. I have to.
It's like a sitcom.
It is. And I have to be honest with you, I'm grossly, because this book was very long. It was over 400 pages. I'm grossly paraphrasing.
That's fine.
Which is, I
appreciate that. Yeah. So much.
I figured.
Sorry, I feel like it escalated quickly. Then I started hating it.
Paul, I knew you were going to hate it.
I was just like, I was giving it a chance. I was giving it a chance.
For sure.
And now we're here.
Well, there's nothing... It's just a relationship between two people. There's not like, fight, like there was something that happened. There, like,
yeah, nothing is happening.
Yeah, it's just a relationship. It's just two people falling in love, basically. Anyway.
This is not what love looks like.
So she's like, that's the contract that you want me to sign?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. She's like, did you read it? He's like, yeah, I fucking read it. Like, yeah, that's the contract. What are you talking about? So she like huffs and puffs, goes upstairs, slams the door, doesn't come out that night. Whatever. The kids come home. He feeds the kids, takes bedtime, bath time, all this stuff. So it's like after 10 p.m. by the time he goes to his office to look at the contract. And he's like, oh my God, this dumb bitch.
Oh,
he's like,
whoopsie.
Yeah, he's like, Jesus Christ, this is just a misunderstanding. But he has to leave the next day again at like 5 a.m. to go on another week on the road. And so he doesn't talk to her that night. He's like, I'll just call her. And I'll tell her tomorrow that this was just a fucking joke.
Dumb.
Yep. I'm like, no, just go to the room that night and just figure it out.
Knock on the door.
Right.
Say, I'm so dumb.
This was a mistake. An issue. Yeah.
Send a text even.
Right.
Hey, that was the wrong contract.
Not go to bed and I'll talk to her tomorrow.
No, let me purposely let this fester.
Right. Idiot. So she starts fucking with him the next morning. Like, she won't pick up her phone, obviously. She's, I'm not talking to you. So he's like, I need you to answer your phone. And she's like, yes, master. Like, fucking with him. Like, fine, if this is what you want, this is what you're going to get. Kind of a thing. And he's like, oh, she wants to fucking do it like that? Okay, I'll do it like that. So he texts her and he's like, Josie needs a new coat. Why don't you get yourself something nice, too, while you're at it? And she's like, okay. And then he gets a text from his credit card company that's like, did you just try to spend $150,000 at Bass Pro Shops? And he's like, what the fuck? So he texts her and he's like, what are you buying? She's like,
an RV.
She's like, I figured we needed a hot tub for the backyard and a boat for the lake in the back of the house. And he's like, okay. So he approves the charge. Like, he's just letting her get away with whatever, Finally, after like a few days, she still won't answer his calls. He's like, this is getting out of control. Just answer your fucking phone. Yeah. And he texts her. He's like, you would have understood that this was a misunderstanding.
If I had told you it was a misunderstanding, but I haven't.
Right. That night he gets home and she goes to his home game and she's wearing his teammate's jersey, not his jersey, which is a big no-no. Paul, say your action. Because people can't see your face right now.
Straight people. The heterosexual community and what they have done and what they do and what they stand for is personally offensive to me. It's personally
offensive. 5 stars.
5 stars! I can't believe it. At first I was like, oh, this is just a difference of taste.
I can't believe
it. But the fact that you had 5 stars?
Well, maybe I was in a place. I don't know.
It's fine. I don't want to influence your rating, but it does change how I see you.
That's fine. I'll allow it. So he gets pissed and he's like, take that. He like comes up to the glass. He's like, take that fucking jersey off. And she's like, whatever. And then he like shows his ring finger and he got her name tattooed on his ring finger. And he's like, you're my fucking wife. You'll wear my fucking jersey. Blah, 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 blah.
Whatever, cuck.
Yeah. And then his friend whose jersey she's wearing comes over and he's like, oh, what's going on? You can't satisfy your wife. No, she's got to wear my jersey. And he like hits him.
Oh, and here's that bad PR.
Well, which you can't do. He's the captain. Like, it went from fun teasing to now he's beating the shit out of his teammate and this is not good. And so Ava's like, oh, maybe I took this a little too far,
or maybe he did.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm going to make it up to him tonight.
Okay. So by what? Doing all the shit on the dinner ready in a skimpy outfit?
No. She is like naked in the room when he gets home.
Have they had sex yet?
No.
You're telling me. Okay.
Paul, they've only been together for it's been 3 weeks now.
Okay.
It's only been 3 weeks. Okay. We're mid-January.
This is the longest 3 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. So she's gonna give it up to him, to make it up. He's like, you wanted to punish me for that stupid contract thing. Consider me punished. She's like, well, I think you should punish me. And then she goes over to the bed and leans over the bed. And then he goes over there and he starts saying nasty, filthy shit to her. He's touching her asshole. He's like, oh, should I fuck you in this ass as your punishment?
In this ass?
Or should I?
Or this ass?
Or should I put a vibrator in you and torture you and make you suck my dick while I torture you? What's your punishment? What do you want your punishment to be? And she's like, well, I don't want you to fuck me in the ass because I've never done that before. He's like, well, I will eventually, so just get ready for that.
Okay.
So she's going to give him a blowjob.
Okay. Cool.
From her perspective, I mean, this is kind of a dumb thing, but she's never really taken her shirt off while she's been with men because she doesn't want them to see the scars on her arms.
From all her surgeries.
Yeah, but she's giving him a blowjob in a way that he can't see the scars on her arms, whatever.
Just
yeah.
Wrist down.
Yeah. So, whatever. I mean, there's a lot I can skip over because nothing really happens.
You don't have to. Just because I hate it doesn't mean you need to.
No. I really can skip over this. Nothing really happens. They just start falling for each other. She wants to start taking dance lessons again, and Josie wants to take dance lessons, so she takes her. The instructor is this guy who's a douchebag and is flirting with her. Tyler goes to pick her up one time
and has an altercation with
no
him,
he's just
him.
You're shamelessly flirting with that guy in front of your husband. She's like, yeah, well, I'd like to make you jealous. They have a very fun, they like to goad each other and
sounds fun,
and then fuck, but they still have not actually had sex yet. Still,
great.
They're just fooling around. It's been maybe 6 weeks now.
Okay.
Now that they're falling for each other, he also speaks to her in French when they're fooling around.
Does she speak French?
No.
Okay.
So she's always like, what the fuck is this guy saying to me? She never knows what he's saying.
It's probably really romantic. And
it's very romantic. Oh, literally. It's very romantic. They're out with their friends one time and he grabs her and makes out with her. And Hannah's like, I'm going to excuse myself. You guys are a little hot and heavy. And then he says this thing in French. And you're like, what does that mean? I had to put it into my Google Translate because I'm like, what is he saying?
Oh, they don't even tell you?
They did a chapter and a half later. And I was like, oh, okay. But I wanted to know in the moment, It's very romantic
what was
stuff.
It?
All I think about is you every second of every day, the way you taste, the way the sounds you make, blah, blah, blah. I'm obsessed. And seeing you as obsessed with me is driving me crazy. Don't break my heart. I'll never recover.
He said all that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're making out and then real quick.
Keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, that's great for you, but me in this moment, I'm lost.
Yeah.
It's not as hot.
Yeah. So they get the actual adoption papers signed.
Oh yeah, how's that fucking going?
The courts take, I guess it's a really slow process. So it's been, a couple months and they're playing house and they love it. But his lawyer's pushing shit along as much as she can. And then Trish, Braden's mom, is due to get out of rehab. And so he's like, I really hope she doesn't try to take him because I just want him to stay here. So that's just kind of sitting on the back burner. Then finally, after some time goes by, Ava tells Tyler that her sister was born and had cancer and was all fucked up.
Yeah.
And she was her parents created her for her organs. The umbilical cord, I guess.
Stem cells.
Yeah. They were if you have another baby, we could use the umbilical cord, stem cells and all that stuff. And also she was a match for her sister's kidney. So she gave her sister a kidney.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Tyler's like, that's tragic.
Yeah.
What a shitty life,
Yeah. What a book I've already read.
They have a run-in with his dad and stepmom one day, and the stepmom's just a total cunt to Ava.
Right.
I mean, from the mom's perspective, she is well, you were dating my son and then 2 days later you were married to my stepson.
I guess, yeah.
So
that's true. I guess
kind of crazy.
That is true. That is a little weird. But whatever.
Who gives a shit? So they Tyler tells her off whatever.
Great. He has a hero moment. Good for him.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Paul.
What? What?
This is gonna. You're
Go.
not gonna believe this.
I can't wait.
So when she gave him a blowjob, whatever, like now a month ago.
Yeah.
His dick is pierced.
Okay.
It's Jacob's ladder.
Yeah.
And at like the base of his dick.
Yeah.
Like at the bottom, above the balls.
Yeah.
He got vicious tattooed.
Oh my God.
And he's like, "You've got me by the balls." 5-star read.
5-star read for you.
I know you're looking at me differently.
I'm not looking at you differently.
You are. I can see it in your face.
I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, you are. You totally are.
I can see that you're self-conscious of me hating this book.
No, I love that you're hating this book.
And you just have to be fine with me hating it.
I love that you're
hating
this book. Even if you love it. I just don't want you to not trust my judgment moving forward.
Let's not open that can of worms.
Okay. I won't then. Meanwhile, this entire time, Xander's been texting her very threatening things like, if you don't stop this sham of a marriage and get your ass home, blah, 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 like, calls her a cunt and a slut, like, every day. Like, he's just being a baby. Whatever.
Who cares?
I'm like, get
what
over
does he
it.
have on her? What, did he record them having sex? Oh, no.
I know. I don't fucking know. So, some more time goes by, and now we're at, like, a black tie gala event that she planned. And Xander is there, and he, like, comes up to her and kisses her on the cheek, and he's like, "Hey, sis."
Okay.
And Tyler, like, comes up, and he's like, "Get the fuck off my wife," whatever, you know? And, like, takes her away and, like, goes down to this hallway and finds, like, an empty office. They start fooling around, and then they can hear Xander in the hallway, like, yelling after her, like, "Ava, where the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And so then Tyler starts fucking her up against the door and is like, "Tell him which brother you fucking... which brother you're with," blah, 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 you know? And so...
Does she? Does Xander see?
Doesn't see, but hears them.
Oh, okay.
Because he's like on the other side of the door.
Oh,
she's, like,
okay. I thought it
screaming,
was a glass door.
She's like screaming Tyler's name, all this stuff. So then Xander comes up to her later that evening. He's like, "Here's your phone. I just was trying to tell you that you left your phone."
He stole her.
Yeah, bro. And she's like, "I never lost my phone." And she's like, "What the fuck was he going through my phone for?"
He knows your passcode.
I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah. AI.
Yeah, AI, man.
I love when you... Whatever. I'm not even gonna
I'm not gonna fight.
No.
Not for this book.
No. So she's worried about that. She's like, "What did he do?"
What does she have on her phone?
Well, we find out, and it's really not going to be climactic. I'm going to tell you that.
Great.
It's really not.
Let's start a storyline and then let it fizzle right on out.
Maybe not 5 stars. So no, I'm just keeping hard. At 5.
That's your review. This is just my take on it.
So that night, they go home and they fuck, and she's not on birth control, and he comes inside her.
I'm telling you, dude.
I know you are.
You are craving, and I had no idea.
I disagree with you.
But even when we're talking just casually, you're like, "You should hear this book I read," and it's like breeding.
No.
King.
Yeah, but that was like
2
like
weeks
in December.
Ago. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you were in your breeding era, and now you're in your the kid is born era.
No, now I'm in the gay era.
Oh.
I'm
that's true,
all for gays.
Ally.
And I will tell you at the end of this why I chose to read this book. It goes back to the gay thing.
Okay.
Anyway, then we get like, there's a bunch of, the smut in this is very good. I will be honest with you. It's very good. We do get another scene where they do anal. It's a whole fucking thing.
Maybe the person that wrote this, Brittanee,
Brittanee.
maybe she wrote the smut and let AI fill in the story.
I could see that.
And that's why you like it. It's because the smut was good.
Yeah.
And the porn in between setup is insane.
For sure. So then he has a moment with his dad where his dad apologizes for like abandoning him when he was like 12, when he needed him the most, whatever. So now
dads are always doing
making
that.
Up. Yeah. Then cut to like another couple weeks later, they're at one of Braden's hockey games, and his mom shows up. And so Ava goes up to her and is like, "Hey, I'm Ava. This is who I am. Blah, blah,
I'm
blah,
your
blah,
son's new mom, bitch."
And Trish actually is like, "Listen, I would prefer that Braden stay with you guys." So there we go. There's a win. It's a happy moment. Blah, 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 blah. You know?
A conflict that ended with the least amount of drama.
Yes. Not much.
Great.
So then they go on a family vacation and it's lovely and beautiful. And then the day they come back from family vacation, he gets a call from his lawyer and is like, were you ever going to tell me that you married Ava to defraud the court so that you guys could adopt the kids?
Oh, because that's what he found on the phone is them talking about that.
And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I guess she's like, we just got some anonymous text messages sent to the judge or whatever. And I guess he sent all those text messages that she was sending to her dead sister to himself. And one of the text messages was like, don't worry, it's not a real marriage. We want to adopt these kids. Yeah. So this is like the main conflict or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're all bent out of shape. They're freaking the fuck out. Ava's like, very dramatic moment, obviously. She's like, I'm going to be the reason you're not going to get these kids. So I'm just going to leave your life.
Oh, but I mean, whatever, damage done.
For sure. 100%. So she walks out. And then that night, one of her friends, he's kind of like her boss. He also owns the Boston Bolts, but that's a whole nother can of worms I cannot get into because this is such an interconnected series. Anyway, he's like, Ava, you love these kids. You love Tyler.
Yeah. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah, you can't run away.
Don't punish yourself.
Paul, I'm loving you right now.
Well, it's fine.
No, I am. I'm being I know, I'm being sincere. I love when you hate shit. It makes me...
Well, sometimes I feel like they're trying to piss me off. Trying to piss me off.
I could, now that I'm reading it out loud, it really does sound that way.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. He convinces her. He's like, you can't run away from this family. Blah, 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 blah. Then it comes to the day in court.
Okay.
They had a court date to meet with a judge before the final decision. So it's like really bad timing that these text messages came out.
But is she going to show up and she's going to give like some big speech?
Well, so Tyler goes there and she's not there. And he's like, I cannot believe she's abandoning us, blah, 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 blah. But then he gives this beautiful speech.
Heartfelt speech.
And he's like, yeah, my wife sends her dead sister text messages. He's like, how is that different than you visiting a grave and talking to a piece of stone? Like, this is just how she's grieving, blah, 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 blah.
I'm like, yeah, well, we don't have a problem with that's how she's grieving. It's what she said,
right.
Bro.
The problem is that your marriage is fake. But then he's like, yeah, but we may have started that way, but now we love each other. This whole fucking
Our
thing.
marriage is fake, but our love is real.
And then the judge is like, well, that's all well and good, but then where's your wife?
Yeah, prove it to me. Have sex right now in front of us.
Yeah.
And tender 11 sex.
Tender 11. And then the door's open and she goes, I'm right here. Comes walking up.
Yes. Yes, she's here. She's saving the day.
Yes. And so she gives her speech. It's all beautiful.
Bet it's great.
It's beautiful.
Heartfelt.
Everyone loves it. And the judge is like, okay, that sounds good. You'll have your another hearing in whatever.
Yeah, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, we'll get back to you. So that's really about the end of it.
There's no way that's the end of the book.
So they have this beautiful, the final thing was they both give these loving speeches. They kiss, they go home, and they're like, this is going to turn out in our favor. I know they're going to give us custody. I know we're going to be able to adopt. So that was in like end of like March or something, and the hearing was end of April. So it's like cut to April. They are awarded. They get to adopt the kids.
Great.
And Xander has been fired from his father's like financial firm and has been thrown in jail for running a Ponzi scheme and losing a bunch of people's money. So that piece of shit's gone. His dad left his stepmom, who was like, she's a bitch. She's a total cunt. So he leaves the stepmom. They get full custody, and then at the end of the book, she announces that she's pregnant and they're going to have a baby. And then they all live happily ever after. So, do you want me to tell you why she couldn't have kids? Yeah. It's not that she couldn't have kids, it's that she didn't want to because of all of her trauma of
what
her
if the kid
being
had cancer.
Exactly. And I'm like, you're taking a risk, but I mean, I guess it's always a risk, but she announces that she's pregnant.
Okay, great. So now they're going to have 4 kids.
I think they probably will have more. So that's the end of the book.
No epilogue?
That kind of was in the epilogue of Xander getting arrested, his dad leaving his stepmom. Her announcing
nothing happened.
Yeah. It was a sweet love story. Like I said, it was very long.
Okay.
It was a sweet love story. He really is a lovable character. She was super funny and fun. But how do you portray that when nothing really happens? You know,
Yeah,
it was
so.
just a sweet love story.
All right.
Which is why I rated it 5 stars. But yes, nothing really happened.
Yeah, nothing happened.
At all.
Like if you plotted that on a graph.
Totally.
Straight line.
Uh-huh.
Couple of
yeah.
But mostly straight line.
But hardly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some porn.
Yeah.
Can I tell you why I chose this book?
Yeah.
I chose this book because I read the book in the series before it called Trouble.
Okay.
And it was a MMF. Thruple.
Yeah.
And the guy's in love with his best friend. And so I was like, oh, this is fucking great. Gay shit. I love this, you know,
Perfect.
Whatever. And so I was like, oh, I'll read the next one. Because War was in that book a little bit. And I was like, oh, I want to read his story. So I'll do that one next because this book was so good. And then as I was reading it, I was like, oh, so this is about him having kids. I didn't know that.
Yeah, lots of kids.
And I was like, Paul's going to hate this.
Well, whatever. I don't hate the kids.
No.
I hate that the story, nothing happened and it was just
wasn't,
like a bunch of like reused storylines.
Yeah.
And
it
just
was
like
very
stitched together.
Nothing fun happened.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
Yeah. Well, 5 star.
For you?
0. No stars.
No stars.
No stars for me. Couple thumbs down.
Yeah.
But whatever.
For sure. Yeah,
it was fun to hate it.
Yes. And that is hey, Taylor's going to love this episode.
That's true.
Taylor's
they do, yeah.
favorite.
People love it when I hate.
Taylor's favorite is when I love the book and you hate it.
Yeah.
He told me that yesterday.
Yeah, so did Maggie.
Uh-huh. I could tell you what we're going to read next time.
But you'd have to kill me.
No.
Oh.
But I can tell you right now, you're never going to guess it.
That's
right?
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't guess this one right.
No, yours was better.
Mine was way better. Confidently 100% better than what was this.
The next one is called Choosing Theo.
Choosing Theo.
And you're never going to fucking guess.
Okay.
Choosing Theo sounds like it would be a really lame book.
No, I already know what it's going to be about.
What?
Choosing Theo is going to follow, I'm going to say like 48-year-old seemingly lesbian woman.
Seemingly.
That's right. Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing where this is going. Named, I don't know.
Susan.
No,
that's a terrible name.
I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah. Liz.
Okay.
Liz the lesbian.
Okay.
Anyway, she's going to live in just outside of Portland. You know?
Yeah, seemingly lesbian.
She like drives into Portland. That's going to like the city.
And what does she drive? A Subaru?
Yeah.
Okay. You'd have to.
Yeah, how else would you get in the city?
Yeah.
Whatever. So she lives in like, you know, a small house outside of it. Lives a very quiet life, secluded, very androgynous in the way that she dresses and appears. Short hair, pretty like serious on the outside. Doesn't have a lot of contact with other people. Works from home, writing for a Portland-based hiking magazine.
Ooh.
You know.
Fun.
Yeah. She used to do like a lot of hiking, but now she's does more writing
about hiking.
And community and the hiking stuff because she's getting up there, but she still hikes.
48. Yeah.
But I mean, she's been kind of living this life for a while now, and it's
not
dull.
Not doing it for her.
It's dull.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very like the settings of the dreary, overcast, always raining is very reflective of her life, and that's just how it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, but she's just always seemed like, I guess, fine enough with it. Whatever, going through rinse and repeat. Lame. And then, she's always been like struggled with her sexuality a little bit, where she's like, I think I'm a lesbian, like I'm attracted to women, but maybe I'm like asexual because I just like don't really connect physically really with people, and it's made it why I can't even connect anyway, whatever. And then she's going to one night just run into a stranger in the local pub, little bar that she goes to, and she goes there every Friday night and has 3 drinks and then goes home. That's her little celebratory thing.
At the end of the week, it's Friday.
Yeah, she reads a book or something, has a podcast, goes by herself, like sits at the end of the bar, talks to the bartender. The bartender's kind of her friend. They have like a little rapport. It's kind of like a non-binary, they, them, cool aloof person, bartenders, like whatever. But then she's gonna meet a woman one day that comes and is like, what's up with this book? Like, what are you doing over here? Like, what's going on?
And her name's Theodora?
No.
Goes by
This
Theo?
is gonna be Marissa.
Oh, okay. Marissa.
And she shows up and they're chatting and they're kind of like hitting it off, and Marissa's just passing through town.
Tell me they hook up.
She's on her way to Portland, but she's like, the Airbnb was cheaper out of town. Yep. Like, yeah, it's like a 30-minute drive in, but whatever. Like, I'm gonna be here for a little bit, whatever. But yeah, definitely is interested in our little Liz. And then, she's not used to having someone be interested in her, like all of this stuff, like whatever.
So she's not picking up that Marissa's hitting on her?
She like is, but like in a like, I think she's hitting on me, but no one's ever hitting on me, so I must just be being crazy.
For sure.
Type of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, they have, she has more than her normal couple drinks. She stays. They get to chatting.
Fun.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
They end up back at her house.
Cool.
Right. And then they do start to go.
They're fooling around?
Out. They're fooling around. And she's like feeling like, whoa, like I'm kind of feeling something.
Has she ever hooked up with a girl before?
Yeah, tons.
Oh, okay.
Or not tons, but I mean, like, yeah, like she's hooked up with girls, but just,
okay.
Things were just like still were just like not right.
Yeah.
So then they're like going to hook up, and then it's starting to get heavy. They're going to take clothes off. And then Marissa stops her and is like, hey, I'm trans.
Oh.
Got the tits.
Yeah.
Got the dick.
Yeah.
Just want to, be upfront before we get so
totally.
that you're nothing surprised. And she's like, oh, whoa. Because she's like never had sex with any kind of man. She's only had sex with female or like, organs and things. But she's like, was just like, whatever this, I'm vibing. Let's like do this.
Yeah.
So then they like hook up and they have crazy good sex.
Oh my God. I love this.
And it's like, whoa, fucking.
Yeah.
And then, Marissa's going to be there for a week and a half. And she doesn't really know, like, what Marissa's deal is or why she's here. So they, like, stay hanging out and getting coffee and, like, fucking and stuff. And are kind of having this, like, little fling or whatever. Yeah. And she starts, like, going into the city with her. And she's, like, meeting some of her friends and, like, kind of getting into this, like, queer community. And it's kind of like, what's going on? Like, she's like, I'm living life.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Totally.
But I mean, so, she's only got like a week and a half. Like, what is she going to do? And like all of Marissa's friends are all these like nomadic, cool artist types. You never know like where they're going to be, what they're going to do, whatever. And then through all of this, she starts having discussions with them. Like she meets some like trans men and she starts like entertaining the idea. Oh. And then, like, starts to be like, finding Theodore. She's going to basically realize, choosing Theo, that she is a trans man. And that's kind of been what's been missing. It's like, that's Theo. What didn't feel right. Yes. Was like, she had sex and all this stuff, but she could never connect. And she still just, like, didn't feel, like, at home or, like, whatever. Totally. So then, like, we're going to get, like, through this, like, week and a half that she has with Marissa and all of her, like, artist friends. And, like, she's, like, feeling so great, and then reveals like, hey, I am trans, and I'm Theo, and that's what like is gonna be my life now, and so now it's like cool, like start you that's great, we are all aware of it now, but the week and a half is over. So Marissa's leaving. Dang. And the friends are all doing different, a couple of them are still staying around Portland and stuff, but Theo is like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
What now?
And the big conflict comes when like, and this is like kind of first third of the book.
Okay.
That they leave. That's the problem with like artists, nomadic types. Like if you're a sedentary like roots person, you can't get attached to them because they're gonna leave. And maybe you'll see them again, maybe you won't. And that is very devastating to Theo. And he doesn't know what to do because he just found himself and a community, and now they're gone. And it was like a whirlwind of barely not even 2 weeks. So then he just retreats back to his life outside of the city. Sad. And like starts going through this transition by himself and is sad. And it's like back to it, like, but this is the same sad that he had as Liz. But it's different because now he is who he actually is supposed to be. So the like difference of this, hermit little recluseness is that he's learning who he is.
Totally.
So he's still sad. He's still super lonely. And then one of the big problems he has is he doesn't think that, because he's still very attracted to women, and that has come in even harder now that he knows who he is, that he doesn't think that, like, you know, he's going to find someone because he lives outside. He's afraid to, like, get attached anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when it's going to kind of be like a similar situation back at the bar. Girl comes up to him, but it, like, he just can't ever go on these dates. But, like, as he's transitioning and, like, you know, on the hormones, like, getting more handsome and is, like, putting it down. And it takes, like, I'm going to say years.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, he's
couple
like
years.
in his 50s now.
Yeah.
Trans man in his 50s, way more comfortable himself, wouldn't recognize him from when we met Liz.
Yeah.
And then one day he's going to be at that same bar. That bartender's still there, and he's way chatty now. Like, he's friends. Like, he's not just reading books.
Yeah.
Like, he's part of the community
Love
now.
that.
And, like, people know him.
Good.
His writing's gotten better.
Yeah.
He's become more popular. He's back to hiking more.
Fuck
like,
yeah.
he's doing all of
Personal
these things
growth.
that are all, like, refinding these things that, like, oh, I lost them because I stopped hiking. I started writing. I took the sidelines. But it was like, the real problem that you weren't dealing with was that you weren't who you are. And now that you are, you're like, well, I love fucking hiking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to start a running group, or I'm going to do all these things. But it just isn't focusing on dating. And then one day just, like, meets a fucking hot chick at the bar, instantly hypnotized when she walks in.
Nice.
And just fucking walks up and is like, let's do it, finds their confidence, and then they're fucking.
Love that.
And then I want to say they live happily ever after, but then, like, nothing really happens in that book. Well, I guess the discovering of Theo.
For
really,
sure.
It's like the bulk of it is going to be like
Self-discovery is a thing.
Yeah. And getting over, like, the whimsical artist person, you know? So maybe, like, the last third of the book will be he meets this hot chick that he follows.
And then
they start
story.
romancing.
Yeah.
And then it's very similar where, like, she's an artist and he's very worried that it's going to be like the same thing that happened with Marissa. But it doesn't happen.
She's ready. She loves him.
She's like she's always been traveling around. But her whole thing was that, like, yeah, she's an artist and she does these exhibits and stuff, but, like, she's only traveled around because she never found home. Yeah. And she always expected to. Yep. And that's what she does. She finds, like, home then.
Theo chooses himself and she chooses Theo.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a story about you know, choose Theo, be yourself, and the ripple effect of you being true to who you are will give other people places to land so they can be true to who they are.
Yes.
So it's like he created a home for the love to find.
Love that.
It's a very sweet one.
It's a sweet book.
That was a sweet one.
Yeah. I would read
And that's what I think that one's about.
Okay.
But lots of dirty, nasty sex. Yeah. And, like, the sex in the beginning
I'm
is like...
I'm excited for him and Marissa's hookup.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be, like, Marissa's in charge, you know, a little bit. But by the end, like, he's going to be fucking... It's like, who fucks you, like, better than a man that's been in a woman's body? Like,
100%. No one.
No one.
Yeah.
So...
Into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I think that's about.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I guess I'll see you in a month.
Yeah, it's going to be a little break.
Yep.
Don't everyone forget to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
We haven't done that in a long time.
Tell your friends.
Like and subscribe. Comment. Love a comment.
Yeah. Share. Just
share it. Get us out there.
Yeah. All right, dog.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Are we hanging up the phone?
Bye.
Okay, bye.